Nothing. You lose.
Thank you. Great way to open the show. I'll tell you who doesn't lose, the Red Sox. They had a 10-game winning streak right before the All-Star game. Now they got a 7-game winning streak. Best record in baseball since July 1st, some shit, whatever. But they needed that starting pitcher. They had to grab one more because we got a guy's hurt now and whatever. But the bullpen's been outstanding, whatever. And so is the starting. Anyways, folks, I'm very excited. It's going just the way I told you it would. All the young guys came up. Nobody saw the Devers thing coming. We got to give our GM credit for that because he was taking people. You're trading the best hitter we've had in 20 years. And apparently he must have been a little bit of a cancer because as soon as he left, we've been going to the moon, man. Throwing people out, from the outfield and relays. And, all of a sudden they got, airtight defense. Anyways, who gives a shit, right? Let's watch WNBA action. Somebody, this isn't even a story today, but somebody threw another dildo. It's number 3 on the court. It's raining men. Hallelujah. It's hilarious how angry they get. They just see a dick and they get pissed. You'd think they'd be happy. You'd think it would be like when a hockey player gets a hat trick. Sometimes everybody throws hats on the ice, and the hockey player will grab the ones he likes. I think these broads will be saving these things. Who uses those more than, well, maybe me. I get a little crazy sometimes. Glass of Chardonnay and what? Welcome to the Rumble Live lineup where you get top streaming shows like Louder with Crowder at 11. Russell Brand, Tim Pool, and all the other guys you see scrolling. And if you want to see all the shows commercial free and get extra content, you can sign up for Rumble Premium. And don't forget, you can download the Rumble app, and it's free. Today I'll be talking about Trump trying to clean up D.C., literally, physically, what with all the crime and whatnot. And he's sort of going tit for tat with Putin. He made a few moves with our subs, and our buddy Alex Stein busted into the Senate House in Texas, to be heard. And I think it's classic Alex Stein. I had to throw it in when I saw it. So, and we get great footage of a Long Island fire chief losing his shit on a 10-year-old being loaded into an ambulance. You heard me right. And I think you'll be surprised at my take, or you'll go, no, that's Nick. But either way, it's a terrific show, I'll tell you. Hopefully I'll see some of you at Side Splitters this Friday and Saturday night. One show each night. It's only Savannah to Tampa, but yeah, I have to connect. I was thinking about renting a cigarette boat. You know what I'm saying? Kind of 1980s Don Johnson style. Get down there with the hair all blown up and shit and go right on stage. I don't know. I just, guys, I'm telling you, and I said this to Tommy, you guys, I share everything with you. I'm an open book, okay? I'm seriously thinking about not doing comedy next year, just taking a full year off. I shouldn't get this unhappy. And I'm fine, trust me. Once I'm there, once the plane touches down and wherever I'm fine. And I get on stage and it's as fun as it was a year into it. But I'm fucking tired of it. I get no room for error if I miss my connecting flight. It's just fucking, I could have drove, but that's over 5 hours. And my limit's 4, and you're like, what, that extra hour make it goddamn right it does. It really does. So we will have a ball as usual. Already got this guy who brings his girlfriend or wife who has, and I'm not exaggerating, they're like, I don't know, 40 or 54D cup, if that's even a number. I mean, the biggest, yeah, and she always wears a thing. It's like a joke on me. He loves it. The husband fucking loves me to be distracted the whole show. It's so fucking funny. And there's always a lot of regulars there. And it's a very good club. It's been around forever. So for all my bitching and moaning, it will be a good time. Again, that's if American Airlines doesn't catch on fire or hit a helicopter or flip over on takeoff because they have a retarded Indian with one leg and no ears with the headset on. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's get to it. Trump, no fool when it comes to home rule. You guys, you know what the home rule is? Back in 19, whatever the fuck, I forget. 73, very good. They passed the home rule thing. 73 or early than that? No, I think you're right, 73. That's where D.C. residents could vote in their mayor and vote in a city council, and have sort of their own sovereignty. But Congress still had like the last word on what they try to pass and what they don't pass. So, and D.C.'s just another blue shithole. Crime, it's been like this forever, by the way. And usual suspects, literally. Trump's the only one that has enough balls to go, I'm cleaning this up. He goes, he already told him wants to clean it up, or we're going to federalize it. I'm going to take over. And I'm sure the Dems will come up why that's unconstitutional. I can't even, it's not even politics anymore. It's just fucking Trump versus the world. President Trump again threatened Tuesday to bring the District of Columbia under federal control due to out-of-control crime in the nation's capital. Those friggin' Polish local youths and gang members, some only 14, 15, and 16. Somebody want to set up some type of parent program for the black community? Yeah, let's reimagine the police. No, let's reimagine the black family structure. And it's not really their fault, actually. It's the U.S. government's fault and Democrats for destroying that structure on purpose so they could have a party who would vote for them and rely on them because they would lie to them and say, we're going to give you checks and here's money. You don't need it, Dad. Here's money. And it's really destroyed but you got to take some accountability. I know, you're racist. Anyways, 14, 15, and 16-year-olds are randomly attacking, mugging, maiming, shooting innocent citizens. At the same time, this is the part where, at the same time knowing that they'll be almost immediately released. Trump posted all that on his Truth Social page. So, and it's all true. Every bit of it. The president urged city officials to begin charging minors as adults for violent crimes beginning at age 14 and lock them up for a long time. Ooh, what a racist. Did any other president even have the balls to say that? We can't even. I'm going to show you a clip. We will never fix this because, I watch the local news and white anchors and white news people and the people who write the stuff in the friggin' teleprompter for the local. They can't even say the word black. A group of teens. We can't even say it. Never mind fix it. So let's fucking quit kidding ourselves. If D.C. doesn't get its act together, Trump wrote, we will have no choice but to take federal control of the city. Seems like it should be anyways. The White House is right there. The president included a picture of a young man sitting on the ground, blood streaming down his face. Here's how you know things have changed a little bit. They actually showed it's a white kid. This picture says 1,000 words. And the fact, again, the people defend this. So there's a white kid get jumped by a bunch of black kids, covered in blood. And, it's like I said, we can't even fucking say the word. This guy can. The district he was black, though, the guy that said that. The district was granted the power to elect a mayor and a city council by the 1973 Home Rule Act. But Congress does still exercise considerable authority over the inhabitants. In 2023, Congress passed, and then President Joe Biden approved. He actually did something right here. That's how bad it was. A law blocking a revision to the D.C. criminal code that would have lowered. This is what happens when you leave it to them. That would have lowered maximum penalties for certain violent crimes, including carjacking and armed robbery. Do you need to know anything more? Lower the penalties for armed robbery and carjacking. Do you need to know any more about the agenda? They know it's white people and black people. I shouldn't say that. Both. But white people, we've created this, sitting on this powder keg as far as race goes. And white people are, 50 times more likely or even more to be the victim of black crime than the other way around? Can you imagine trying to pass a law? Carjacking shouldn't be 10 years. How do you even fucking argue that? Anyways, I'm going to show this video, and I've showed it because of the audio and what the girl is saying and the way they articulate what they're watching. It's just, go ahead.
That we were able to capture of kids getting into a fight.
Kids.
Around 12:30 a.m.,
Kids.
DC police say they saw a group of teens who were
Pause.
involved.
A group of teens. Kids. So now it's all right to generalize. That's what you do when you're generalizing. It would be like having, I don't know, you got gerbils, like 5 different colors: yellow, blue, orange, black, brown, and the yellow one's killing all the other ones, but you refuse to point it out because it'll hurt that yellow one's feeling. That was weird, wasn't it? Yellow gerbil. Of course, it's going to be brown if it came out of Richard Gere's ass. Oh my God, Nick, did you really? Yes, I did. That'll never not be funny. Okay? Anyways, let's watch a little more of the gangs.
In disorderly behavior along U Street. 6 teens were stopped for violating the D.C. curfew law. 2 of them were from D.C., 3 of them from Montgomery County, and 1 from Prince George's County. Now, 2 were arrested for carrying a pistol without a license. Saturday morning's teen takeover in Northwest Washington follows a similar incident in Navy Yard last weekend, where teens got into several fights and at one point assaulted 2 adults.
Teen takeover. Let's give it a cute little name. Maybe have a magazine like Teen Beat, only Teen Beat. Kids, teens, groups of youngsters, scallywags, hooligans. We don't even have the balls to report it the way it should be reported. Howard Cosell used to, I call it like I see it. Can't do that. Anyways, Trump's had enough. He's probably he's in the White House looking out the window upstairs going, what the fuck? Got to do something. I know they're blacks. Anyways, speaking of Trump, headline, well played, Donald. President Donald Trump recently broke with decades of strategic silence when he publicly revealed the repositioning of U.S. nuclear-powered submarines in a thinly veiled warning to Russia. So first I was like, why would you say it out loud? Why would you do that, But once again, Trump, and he's got a bunch of brilliant people surrounding him. That's all I know. I mean, I know he's smart as hell, but come on. All this shit is being played so well. And that's what he does. He knows how to delegate. The announcement targeted at Russian Security Council Deputy Chairman and former president, remember the guy, Dmitry Medvedev? There he is after his late... So he took over for Putin for a few years, remember? Then they had an election, I think. And they saw him hanging from a balcony at the Moscow Hyatt. Anyways, after his nuclear threats sent shockwaves through the defense world, not just for its provocation, talking about Trump, but for the sheer fact that it was said out loud. His former Navy captain, Gene Moran, on why he thinks this is actually a clever move by Trump. He'll explain why.
We rarely, if ever, talk about submarine movements unless there's an undeniable accident that has occurred, which has happened in the past. Desire on the part of the U.S. government to move aircraft carriers, which is a very visible and verifiable way to signal some sort of intent. The thing about signaling submarine movement is that it can't be verified. And so it's having an effect in its ambiguity because we have the capability to move submarines, but who would know whether we did or didn't?
I don't know. I got to believe this technology where Russia could look under the water and see if it was true. It's called the snorkel.
You're getting fucked up by drones right now. I don't think they have that kind of...
That's true. That's true. Drones are giving them a beating. Yeah, look in the air. No, look in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, look down there. It's a fucking sub. It's a cheesesteak from... Anyways, Vice... I don't got it today. I just don't feel it. Stop. Vice Admiral Mike Connor, former commander, seen here in a beautiful... his dress whites with with some type of medals on there that he was like, I think he bowled 2 perfect games in the naval. Vice Admiral Mike Connor, former commander of U.S. submarine forces, said Trump's statement, first of all, you'd never get me in a submarine ever, ever, ever. That looks like the scariest, most, oh my God. I can't fly with the wife anymore. She freaks out on planes. She has literally panic attacks. I have to drug her up. It's kind of fun. It's like Weekend with Andy. Drag it into a hotel in the Bahamas. Cops are following me. I didn't fucking, just had to get her in. Former commander of U.S. submarine forces said Trump's statement may have sounded bold, but it was in fact consistent with long-standing doctrine. So this isn't the first time we call each other's bluffs. He didn't really give away too much, Connor, who now serves as CEO of maritime tech company Thayer Mahan. Thayer Mahan, I don't even know. It's generally understood by our potential adversaries, that our submarines are out there, have been out there for 60 plus years, and are able to strike pretty much where they want, when they want, if needed. Well, I remember Russia's submarines were, was it last year or a couple of years ago? They were circling Long Island like they had a house in Babylon. Babylon is in Long Island, folks. Yeah, we could hit when we wanted to. It's a more gentle message done this way, Connor added. It's not really in your face. It's just a reminder of what already exists. So what Trump's really saying is,
don't you ever try to fuck me.
That's what he's saying. But I think you guys know, we know, China, Russia, we all know where every, we might not know where the hacking comes from, but shit like this, I could never, ever, I don't like being under the water, period. People who scuba dive, I can understand why you get obsessed with it. It's another beautiful, quiet world down there. But fuck that. All that water over your head, mother of God. I can't. I wouldn't even take baths as a kid. I didn't bathe until freshman year in high school. I took my first bath. Wasn't really
That's why they called you Black.
That's why they call me Black. They call me Shoeless Joe Jackson. What? I don't know. Anyways, have you ever looked in one of those fuckers or? Yeah. I can't. Those cramped quarters, and I think of those people that went down to look at the Titanic, and that thing literally imploded. Yeah. Oh my God. But even if it didn't, you couldn't get me on there with a gun. I'd go shoot me. Fuck that. My Uncle Bob, scuba diver. We had to make him quit when he was like 76. He did it his whole life. He used to bring us home lobsters and shit. And he wouldn't God bless him. He was out there at his 7. We're like, enough already. And anyways, he got hit by a boat propeller. No, that's horrible. Fuck that stuff, as I say. Okay. Oh boy, got a clip for you. Alex Stein, you know our friend Alex, who I don't know how he gets into these hearings, and this is in the State House in Texas, the Senate or whatever, subcommittee on state affairs. I don't know how I guess they got to let him in. He knows. He acts like he's silly, but Stein knows. I mean, he's a smart guy. He's definitely a smart guy. And I think, to me, this is consummate fucking Alex Stein. I don't even know how old it is. It might be been out there for a while, or I think it might be fairly new because it's the Texas State House and it's empty. They're all hiding behind Pritzker's giant ass. So Stein worked his way in there as usual, and he didn't disappoint. Check out our boy, Alex.
You're welcome. Introduce yourself. Go ahead.
My name's Alex Stein. I'm considered one of the sexiest men in conservative politics. And one thing I want to say, a lot of people are going to hear my testimony and you're going to say you're anti-LGBTQ. I want to say that's impossible because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. So obviously I have a lot of gay pride. But You know, a lot of conservatives like yourself, you want to outlaw transgenders in women's sports. I disagree. I like transgenders in women's sports because you can gamble on them and win money. You know, I won so much money on Leah Thomas's propeller in that pool. I almost turned draft kings, into draft queens. And, you know, I actually like transgenders in the military, too, because, first of all, transgenders are some of the meanest people on planet Earth, so they'd make a good soldier, don't you think? And then, you know, second of all, transgenders love to do mass shootings. So, you know, that's perfect for a military veteran. And then on top of that, the suicide rate is incredibly high among transgender people. So we could just use them like the Taliban has suicide bombers. Maybe you guys can actually, you know, if you commit suicide, actually help us in the battlefield. So that would be good. So I think we need transgenders in the military and women's sports. Now, when we come to the back.
Look at the guy doing his right. What? Are these LGBT people sitting to his... Huh? Maybe he brought him in to stage it. I don't know. But go ahead.
Bathroom bill, though, this is an asymmetrical problem because,
the bathroom
first of all,
bill.
No dude cares if, like, a bisexual woman comes in there and tries to use, like, a pee funnel. You know, if some lady boy comes in there, some, you know, stud comes in there and wants to pee in the urinal. No guy's going to be threatened by, you know, a trans woman. But we don't want these gargoyles in a dress, you know, some chick with a dick coming in there and trying to pee or poop next to my girlfriend, because that's disgusting. And, well, I was just going to say something. Listen, I have my First Amendment right. Let me just speak. So, we're sick of these transgenders trying to invade women's personal spaces. These people have autogynephilia, they're sexual perverts, and they actually get satisfaction from going there and looking under a stall. So, these are mentally ill people that are on hormones, that are on all kinds of pills, they're impulsive, and they do not belong in a women's restroom. So, if some of you lesbians want to come in and pee next to me, you're more than welcome. So, we just don't let the chicks with dicks in the women's room, and you guys are all welcome in the men's room. I think that works.
Thank you very much.
There's the beauty of freedom of speech and the First Amendment. You hear them trying to shout them down, and those are probably mostly ugly. Yep. You know. We're doing another story. What was it? The woman you showed me. Was she a judge, the ugly?
She's a vice principal.
Vice principal of a school. Again, a he, she. They're the cancer in this. Sorry. Not because you're an ugly gay woman, but because you can't separate that from your job. That's why I hate your fucking guts. And maybe you should be disallowed. Oh, my God. How could you say that? Well, very easily. So Alex Stein, I don't know how they don't see him coming, but it's great. I guess they have to let him speak.
Or they know, and they're like, this is going to be a great 2 minutes.
I guess, yes. The Republicans are probably, let him in. That's true. The guy who asked him sounded like he was a Republican. Anyways, boys and girls, my touring, as I said earlier in the show, this weekend, Friday night and Saturday night, Side Split is in Tampa. Friday show, I think, 7 o'clock, and Saturday's 8 or 8:30. So that'll be great. And, you know, we have VIP tickets that are all sold out, so there'll be a kind of quick meet and greet after. September 18th, I will do Hyenas. I'll be out there doing Crowder Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday night, I'll do Hyenas right there in Dallas, and then get on a plane and go to Salt Lake City, Utah the next 2 nights, September 19 and 20. Wise Guys in Salt Lake City. And finally, October 3rd, Arlington Draft House, Arlington, Virginia, where they have recliners. And October 16th, Zanies in Nashville, Tennessee. And go to the merchandise page at nickdip.com if you want to support this show. We got hats, mugs, hockey sticks, IUDs, tampons, helmets, wheelchairs, vaccines, syringes with the DiPaolo logo on them, all kinds of shit. Odor eaters, DiPaolo. And I forgot, summer squash.
Hi, good night, everybody.